Aggies.com. Joining us right now, hopefully ahead of their smashing of Southern Utah, it is the head football coach for the Aggies, Dan Hawkins. And by the way, you can hear those games right here on Sactown Sports. Coach, good morning. It's Dave. It's Kayte Christensen. How are you, sir?
Dave, why all the hate? What's going on there?
You know what? Honestly, it's first off, it's sports hate. Let's be clear. I don't know him personally, but secondly, anyone coming up on our Aggies, I get worked up for. I get fired up. I find bulletin board material because I just want to smash every team by 50. Coach, that's a winner mentality. I hope you want on your squad.
Well, we're trying to play as well as we can for sure. That's for sure.
Look, you go up against Oregon State last weekend, and that's a big school. It's a big program.
Ranked number 16 in the country.
Yeah. That's a big program, 55-7. And you look at that on the surface and you go, oh my God, like how do you deal with that? But
hey, any way you look at it, you say that.
Right. I would say, and I'm not trying to be a wise guy here, but obviously, you want to go win every game. I know, Coach, you're not in the locker room going, well, we're going to get our asses kicked, but hey, just don't get hurt. You're trying to win the ball game. You don't. When you're in that locker room after, and when you're practicing this week as a coach, what do you take out of matchups? What's the positive, if there is one, for the team?
Well, I think anytime you're going to try to do anything in life, you're going to get smacked around a little bit, and you're going to get knocked down, and you're going to have some adversity, and you get knocked down 7, get up 8, and that's part of life. So if you want to have the highs that go along with anything, then you got to be able to risk the lows, and that's the reality of it. I mean, we're all going to fail at some point in some way or shape or form, and it says in the good book, humility before honor, and you're going to get it. Like I told the guys, I've been in it over 40 years. I've been smacked around before now. So, but I've also stood on the podium. So that comes along with it, and that's part of life. And you got to learn to deal with it, and then be able to take something from it.
Yeah.
And you can't just. I just don't like it when you just discard it. You have to take something from it, and we tried to have some extreme strategy, and that was not extreme enough, quite frankly. So, and then we had a little bit of a drive start of the game. Ball got tipped, interception, and then they have one play and score, and just kind of sucked the life out of us. And again, I just told guys, hey, you got to be good when it's bad, and doesn't matter whether it's in life or work or football. That's what you have to do. But we have great kids, and they're resilient. We practiced great yesterday, and we don't spend a bunch of time dwelling on wins or losses, quite frankly. We just try to learn from them and move on.
It's interesting listening to your reaction to that, because I think we've all been on the losing side, had a tough game where, there's a little bit of humility involved. I have a 5-year-old daughter who thinks that she has to win everything, like a foot race with her 10-year-old brother, and she's pissed when she loses. I have no idea where she gets it, but I try to tell her and her brother, it's like, listen, you're not going to win everything, but that's how you get better. That's what drives you. That's where you learn the biggest lessons, is in loss. That's where you make up the largest amount of ground. So, I'm curious, the second half for you guys seemed, like there must have been something that you said in that locker room. The second quarter, kind of, they really went off, had a lot of success. So what's the message there, and how does it carry into this week?
Well, again, it's just, let's finish. And we tell them, like I said, I've been on the other side. We were ringing up the scoreboard last year, and we're not, you shouldn't be concerned with that. Now, that's a little bit of hyperbole, but that's really the reality. So we have 30 more minutes to play football, and let's play. Let's play as well as you can, and forget about the score. And some of those things are redeemable. We always talk about start fast and finish strong, and we certainly did not start fast. And I wouldn't say that we finished strong, but we finished. And so that's something in life too, that if you start mowing the lawn, then finish it. I mean, if you write an English paper, then finish it. Yeah. I mean, just be a finisher.
Coach Dan Hawkins, UC Davis Aggies, joining us right now ahead of their game against Southern Utah. We got that 4-pack. Congratulations. Get out there, cheer hard, cheer loud. Wonderful, wonderful environment for college football. And so you go into this weekend taking on the hated Southern Utah team. So, Coach, look, I mean, you got to take
before opening up conference.
right?
Yeah, like
you got to take everything game by game. I totally understand that, but I imagine you're not going to have. I don't want to say it's like taking bricks off your feet, but you're going from Oregon State to Southern Utah. I imagine you're not going to have too much difficulty motivating this squad going into Saturday.
Well, again, we had much to clean up from the first game, and we certainly had some from the Beavers, and we've got to continue to do that and continue to get better and continue to improve. And that's the nature of competition. And so we really focus on that a bunch and things you have to clean up and get better at regardless of who you're playing. And we're coming through a stretch. I mean, the Big Sky is an amazing conference with a lot of very good football teams. Now, Southern Utah is not in it, but everybody on our schedule we can beat. Everybody on our schedule can beat us. I mean, it all comes down to us. So we just have to be at our best and give it our best shot.
You know, as we wrap up, a little off topic, but I always like to look at your bio, Coach, and see if I can't find any nuggets here. And I think I might have found one with Kayte guest hosting with me today. So, Kayte, Coach, and you never know if these bios are true, by the way. But Coach was born in Fall River Mills, California. He grew up in Bieber.
Did you really?
And Coach, I'm talking to you're talking to a host who grew up in what was it?
I grew up in Modoc County. I went to Modoc High School.
So
yeah, baby.
Oh, you are. You know, no one knows that. That's amazing. I did not know that about you. Fall River and Beaver. My goodness. Talk about small towns.
That's the first job I never got. When Bob Hall retired from there, I was still at Davis.
Oh.
I did not finish my bachelor's yet. I had talked to them about being their football coach and finishing up my degree. And, my wife's from Happy Camp. So,
oh, my goodness. There's so many people that are like, where is that?
This is not Northern California. I tell them this is not. Okay. Well, you're from Northern California.
Yeah, this is Central.
When they ask me where I'm from, I'm go, you've never been there. And the only reason you'd go if you were lost or you're running from the law. And they go, I said, but beautiful country, beautiful people.
You're right.
Last thing for you, Coach. I'm a college football honk. You know, this part of the country is nothing like the South. It's nothing like the East or Midwest, but we try. And I'm a lifelong Florida State fan because my parents went there. But I love the sport in general. And we talked last time about the changes going on and NIL and this and that, whatever. But I wanted to ask you because, you know, I know Colorado has a place in your history. That program has a place in your history, very much so. You were there for 5 seasons. And I'm watching Colorado, Nebraska, 2 huge storied programs. You obviously know everything about Dion and his son and the whole thing. When you see that, just how happy are you for the fans out there at Folsom Field? You know, finally getting some quality and really seeing, you know, for the last couple of years and really seeing, you know, something you know how great that fan base is, I guess, is what I'm saying. And I've just never seen anything like this in college football.
Well, it's great. I think the university as a whole reached the point where they wanted to help football. And so they changed a bunch of things that allowed them to get people in there. Obviously the money and attracting coaches and being able to keep coaches and have contracts that way. And I mean, it all starts to do players, number one. So you have to go out and compete against everybody in the country to get the best players. And then you've got to get great coaches and keep them around. So I think the university reached a point where they wanted to make that happen. And so they did. And they had some glorious years under Mac when they won the tied for the national championship. But they're pretty passionate about their Buffs and rightfully so. Greatest mascot in college football, and Folsom Field's a beautiful setting. So yeah, it's good to see a little excitement there in Boulder.
I got to ask you, it's funny you bring that up because I'm watching that live and you see Ralphie come out. You've seen Ralphie come out quite a bit. I'm nervous watching on TV. That's not a Yorkshire Terrier they're leading around the field.
It's not a bulldog.
This is a full-on buffalo. And I think I want to say the handlers are on scholarship as well. Like, that's a big deal, Coach.
They get out there and they train, and they have to. Yeah, you have to be able to run, and they have tryouts. You have to be able to run and have some measure of strength to run with her. But it's magical. Even when they train her, we'd be in meeting, and guys would go, "Hey, they're going to run Ralphie. They're going to run Ralphie." And every time we would go out and watch her. Like, you're going to watch it run every single time. So, yeah, those kids have to be pretty in shape, and they got to have a measure of strength, and they kind of train her. Now, those buffalo don't see very well, so. They get rolling. It's kind of hard, but it's an unbelievable event. It really is.
Well, the prides of Modoc and Lassen County joining us for a union of Northern California people, and as far as I know, neither running for the law, at least not that running from the law, not that we know of. Coach, we always appreciate you. Good luck this weekend. We'll be listening on the station. We'll be out there, and as always, go Aggies.
Appreciate it. Go Braves and go Cardinals.
Oh,
there you go.
Have
See
a good
that?
one, Coach. Yep.
See you, Coach. That's a small world.
That is so crazy.
I mean, like, literally
I did not know
a very
that.
small world.
Yeah, like Bieber is even both those places are smaller than the town where I went to high school, even though I didn't grow up in that town. But that is so wild.
Honestly, it is. And it makes me think, whether you're going to the Aggies or not, if you're looking for things to do, you just got to come out to the Marysville Stampede September 16th and 17th at the Cotton Rosser Arena. Get your tickets at MarysvilleStampede.com. That's this weekend. Too bad we didn't know in advance. I wouldn't mind going to a rodeo.
I have my daughter's birthday party. Sorry, you're gonna have to rodeo with somebody else.
We'll take a break. When we come back, the Sacramento Kings waive a couple. That opens up some spots, including somebody local. Ooh, somebody got an invite to camp. I wonder if it was in Boston. I have little smellies on it and all that. I don't know how the invites go out.
Embossed.
Yeah, a little.
Okay, first of all, it sounded like you said, I wonder if it was in Boston.
Embossed. Like calligraphy and, I know
it's hard for you, but you need to enunciate your words.
That's what you sound like. We'll be right back. Some Sacramento Kings talk next.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.